So it is my honor to introduce our first speaker. He's an advocate, an activist, and he's graciously helped us out with all of the audio equipment today. Can I get a big round of applause for my friend Sayota Knight?
How fitting. Date Shidoshi Sayota. It's an honor to see this beautiful audience here today, and it is, in my mind, this is probably the best thing that could happen to Cookeville, Tennessee. Everybody uniting for each other. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, friends and enemies. I've had many conversations with my relatives, and a word that comes up that is not well spoken about or even used much is fascist. My uncle told me in this conversation I had with him that people don't know what that means. We gotta stop using it. And I said, no. He's like, well, the no kings, that's right to the point, and I agree. But we have to call a strike, and a ball. Our enemy are fascists. So I'm gonna define what fascism and fascists are. It's a populist political philosophy that puts nation and often race above the individual, that is associated with a centralized government headed by a dictator. That's what we are fighting against, ladies and gentlemen. And so, the fascists will say, if an individual is not a politician, that this individual needs to stay in their lane. Or they need to shut up and dribble the basketball and obey the illegitimate rule. The irony is, those same fascists are taking orders from a failed reality TV con artist, 34 felony count, convict, pedophile, 5-time bankrupt, orange cult leader, who is and has broken the law and for all those Southern Trump supporters, all your talk about hating Yankees is just bullshit. You're kissing a Yankees orange ass right now. But the fascists, make no mistake, my brothers and sisters, will do everything, like my sister said, to divide and conquer. I got news for those jokers. We're not going to let them succeed, are we? We in the resistance, who fight for democracy, must see that the rural farmer, the union factory worker, the Walmart employee, the food service employee are all the same. Yeah. The IT worker, the small business owner, the landscaper, the nurse, and the teacher. My teachers out there, fist up in the air to you. Yeah. All of us are being played to fight each other over scraps. The Trump regime only cares about Musk, Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Larry Ellison, Bill Gates, Larry Page, and numerous other billionaires. Where AI is stealing jobs, not the 1% of immigrants. Where the elite class is eliminating healthcare, not the 1% trans. Where mining and fossil fuel corporations are destroying our environment, not the homeless. Oh, I've said it, and time and time again, and over, we can be our own worst enemy. And we have to be cautious of what we want. We must understand we are all flawed. However, we the poor and marginalized are not wanting to destroy democracy. My brothers and sisters on the progressive mindset, we have to understand, we have to vet things. We have to be more cautious. I'm not saying fearful, but just cautious. Facts and data states that a majority of second-generation immigrants voted for Trump. Why is that? They espouse conservative views. Conservative African Americans, U.S. citizens, voted for Trump because of various reasons. Why is that? Now, we have some certain immigrants from certain parts of the country that we may not really accept all their ideals. We have to understand these individuals. Now, the extremists and even modern people who are trying to come here don't want to be equal with women. Now, that's not an indictment against immigrants. What it is that you're speaking or hearing from an indigenous person who knows all about illegal immigration, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll say it, and I'll say it again. There are no illegal aliens or immigrants on stolen land. One of my other favorite lines, because of where I'm from, being Apache, we didn't cross the border crossed us. So we as progressives have to do better in our messaging. Right now, the right, the extreme fascists is saying this is a hate America rally. I fear to say that. I'll tell you what, who hates America? None of us. In fact, who loves America? Absolutely. Saying all that, I don't want ICE just grabbing and assaulting and abducting people. We have to have due process. That means every one of you has a responsibility to make a democracy work, to make people understand who you are. You have to be educated on the rules. Every one of us are playing a game right now and we don't know the rules. Ask yourself, when's the last time you understood what a visa or what kind of visa you need to travel? Ask yourself, every time you break open that seal for an alcohol drink, what are the ramifications of doing that? Malcolm X said, when you break that seal, you're breaking a government seal. Our government, we the people, are in our own way. And this is what the right uses against us, to divide us. We have to be smarter, ladies and gentlemen. We can't fight over petty pickedness. We can't fight over little things like, what complexion does your skin are, or things of this nature. Right now, women are making less money than men. What is wrong with this? We have teachers and nurses on the front lines making less than some. It's ridiculous. Now, some people will say, well, capitalism is not the right way. I will say, I want compassionate capitalism. There's no reason somebody should have to work 2 to 3 jobs just to make rent. So, I'm just urging each and every one of you, as you stand today, as you stand next to your veteran. By the way, all my veterans out there, raise your hand for me. Come on. That's right. All right. Thank you. All my water protectors out there, raise your hand. Water protectors. I mean, somebody protecting water. That's right. Each and every one of us have a responsibility. And in the indigenous culture, we hear a lot of people in the U.S. talk about rights. It's my right. I have rights. Yes, you're afforded rights by a constitution. But what we're not talking about is our own responsibility. You will have a responsibility to the children, to the elders, to your neighbor. Responsibility means you pick up trash when you see it. Don't wait for somebody else to pick it up. That's right. You pick somebody else up. You see them down. You help the homeless. You don't wait for somebody else to do it. You look around and see something wrong, what do? You stand up, you speak out, you get out. You don't wait for somebody. What kind of nonsense is that? You have a responsibility. And moreover, my Lakota elder taught me this. I always say this phrase. We do not inherit this planet or this land from our ancestors. We're only borrowing it from our children. So that's our responsibility, ladies and gentlemen. Now I will say this. In the political system here, you know, the radical right now. We've got to get our radicals in our mindset. And think about this. They're saying free healthcare is radical. Are they out of their minds?
Crazy!
They're saying that a clean environment is radical. What is wrong with these individuals that say this? I'm not a psychologist, but I can tell you this. I've got a feeling they were treated or abused badly as children. And the abuse in this nation has gone untouched because people are afraid to speak out. Indigenous people have been the first victims of this abuse. The genocide. The taking of our children and putting them in boarding schools. Stealing our land to the point where we're getting scraps ourselves. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what's going to happen to you if you don't stand and unite. So, in my closing words and remarks, I want to just say thank you for this beautiful opportunity to speak to each and every one of you. And I look forward to you helping on the streets today and tomorrow, next month, and the years to come to make this community a better place for everyone to live. We have some elected officials coming up in our next election on May 5th. I want to see everybody out there for that. I don't know if I should let the cat out of the bag for some of them, but I'm going to let you know we have some of our candidates in this crowd right now, and you need to make sure you know them and stand and support them. Local, ladies and gentlemen, is what's going to make this change. Well, it's not that we're ignoring everything around us. How can you? But we've got to fix our home first, right here. We've got to look out for each other. Hug one another. Shake your hands. I know we're in COVID, but wash your hands. Take responsibility. Take care of yourself. Right? And so, again, when I see you out there today, I want this energy to carry on. And I feel this energy. Who's with me? All right. So some of y'all see me do this. I know it might be cliche and done again, but we're going to do a little exercise to get the blood flowing. You guys ready? Some of you know, so you got to get your vocal cords ready. I'm going to set this stage on fire. And the way we do this, when we go into battle, the Lakota especially, we have a phrase. I use this phrase for a lot of the teams I've coached in baseball, and it's an uplifting phrase. We don't believe putting other people down like that. Yes, we have our enemy, but we don't focus our energy on putting the enemy down, we just put them down. And so this phrase is a Lakota phrase, and it goes like this. It's hokahe. And it means to rise up, to charge. And definitely, ladies and gentlemen, as I've said this before, we are going into battle, right? And this is going to be a battle that is going to be hard to fight. We got people out here who are brainwashed, who think that this orange monster is a king. I got news for them. We fought that war one time and we won. We're going to do it again. And with this phrase, wherever you're at, if you're down, think of it. Pick yourself up with it. If you see somebody down, say it to them. So what I'm going to do, we're going to say 7 times for the 7 generations. I'm going to say hoka, and you're going to say hey. But before we do this, I want the whole nation to hear. It's not the state, the nation to hear our voices. Are you guys ready? Yeah. I don't think. Are you ready? Yeah. All right, here we go. Hoka! 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 Hey!
All right, can we give it up one more time for Sayota? Come on. I gotta bring it down just a little bit. Okay. All right, everybody. So, I'm sorry. I know, because it's between the river. All right. So, I want the people that are wearing the costumes to start working their way up here. Okay. It's not your time quite yet, but it's about to be. So just know that. All right.